It is hard to plan for a future you can't picture. Hard to set goals when life feels unstable. Hard to move forward when you are still trying to understand what happened behind you. And maybe that is where you are right now. Not without ambition, not without desire, just uncertain, because the life you expected isn't the life you are living. So now you are asking, where did I go from here? Few years ago, there was a man with foundation beneath him can build almost anything. Welcome back to this channel. If you are new here, this is a place for men who are rebuilding after the loss, disappointment, transition, or any season that forced them to start again. And if you've been watching this series with us, thank you for coming back. Today, we are talking about something many rebuilding men struggles with: creating a vision for the future when the future feels uncertain. So stay with me, because uncertainty does not have to stop your progress. One of the hardest parts of rebuilding is realizing that the map you were following no longer applies. The plan changes, the timeline changes, the expectation changes, and suddenly the future feels like a blank page. At first, that sounds exciting, but if you were honest, it can also feel terrifying, because certainty feels safe, and when certainty disappears, fear usually shows up. Fear of making the wrong decision, fear of failing again, fear of wasting time, fear of hoping for something that may never happen. So instead of moving forward, many people freeze, not because they lack potential, but because they are waiting for a complete clarity. Before we go deeper, if this message is speaking where you are today, share it with someone who is trying to find direction in an uncertain season. If you are committed to rebuilding your future one step at a time, subscribe and join us for this journey ahead. Here is something I have learned. Most people think confidence comes from action, but often confidence comes after action. We wait until we are sure. We wait until we are ready. We wait until every question has an answer. But life really works that way. The man who rebuilds their life don't always have more certainty. They simply decide to move with the certainty they do have. They stop focusing on the entire journey and focus on the next step, because nobody sees the whole staircase. You only need light for the next few steps, and sometimes that is all growth requires. We'll be right back after a short break, and when we return, let's talk about how to set meaningful goals when life still feels uncertain. Welcome back. Here is the mistake many rebuilding men makes. They try to create a 10-year vision while they are still healing from the last year. And when they can't see that far ahead, they feel like they are failing. But maybe your goal right now isn't to figure out the next decade. Maybe your goal is to build the next season. Instead of asking, where will I be in 10 years? Try asking, what do I want to become in the next 6 months? Maybe you want to become healthier, maybe more disciplined, more emotionally stable, more financially responsible, more spiritually grounded. Focus on becoming before achieving, because when you become the right man, many of the right opportunities eventually follows. If you are struggling to create goals right now, start small. Create goals that restore momentum, goals you can influence, goals that depends on your effort rather than someone else's response. Read one book, exercise 3 times a week, save a little money, start journaling, take one step towards a dream you have been postponing. These goals may seem small, but small goals create small wins. Small wins create confidence, and confidence creates momentum. The future becomes less intimidating when you are moving instead of standing still. Remember, you don't need a perfect plan, you need direction. If Your future may not look the way you imagine, but that doesn't mean it can't be good. In fact, some of the most meaningful chapters of life begins after the plan falls apart. The uncertainty you are feeling today may not be the evidence that you are lost. It may simply be evidence that you are entering new territory, and every meaningful journey begins that way, one step into the unknown. If this message encourages you today, share it with someone who is struggling to see what is next. Save it for the moment when uncertainty tries to convince you to stop moving, and subscribe if you are committed to building a stronger future, one decision at a time. Until next time, take care of yourself, and remember, you don't need to see the entire road ahead. You only need the courage to take the next step.